You're listening to The Hardpoint with Onexpunchxdad and Code Romes.
All right, my man. Welcome back to The Hardpoint, episode number 48. 48. Cody's trying to sign that. It's difficult. It's a lot of fours. My name is Josh. I go by Onexpunchxdad online.
Yo. Cody, I go by C-Murd.
C-Murd, C-Money.
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 That's a good one, too.
I like C-Money. C-Money is a little less threatening.
Okay.
C-Murd's good, though. I get down with C-Murd.
A little less,
it's less threatening. It's more inviting. Yeah.
Less criminal, maybe?
Yeah. It's fine to have money. It's not against the law. It's illegal to murder. It's illegal to murder somebody, though.
That is
frowned upon in our society. Welcome back, man. Been a crazy week. No weddings this week. Finally,
no weddings.
No weddings, man.
I'm hoping those are
in the rear
behind
view.
me.
Yeah,
yeah.
I wonder if you're gonna
in
get
the rear view.
like wedding withdrawals. Like you're gonna need to like do the chicken dance or something suddenly.
No, I don't. No, I don't like all. I don't like the boy. What are some of those like the line dance songs? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like the songs where everybody kind of does the same thing.
Hate those.
Hate those too.
Not a fan.
Are you wanting to get down like at a wedding? Are you dance floor, get down?
I danced a little bit at your wedding, actually. I think y'all had a DJ. And that guy did a good job. He played some bangers. I want to get loose. I want to just kind of free dog it a little bit. I don't want to get in there and line dance or do something that everyone else is doing. That just sounds like
you're not going to get in there and circle everyone around you and
yeah. Hey, ha. No.
Do you remember this is going to be hilarious if he hears this, but do you remember coming up to me and saying that my dad rapped like an entire verse some rap song?
Absolutely do. I can't even remember what it was. It was something from the 90s, maybe. And it's going off. We're all just kind of bobbing, having a good time. And I hear something behind me. I look around, and your dad, laser focused, laser focused, is not missing a syllable, bro. He is just laying down bars upon bars. I was very impressed by your father.
I've never seen him do that. So when you came up to me, excited to share that news, I was like, "Wait,
he had
dad?
He had that sleeping inside of him, man. I was like, man, go off, Uncle Tony."
I don't have that. That's an interesting. I have buddies who, my friend Dylan in particular, can recite like every lyric to every song he's ever heard, seemingly. Like if there's a song playing, a rap song or whatever, like he remembers every word. Like he can rap every verse, not just the first one, like the second and the third. Well, I do not retain vocals.
I think that's
lyrics.
Yeah, but you do that for songs that you do like.
Dude, I feel like there are songs that I've heard a lot where I'm like, I should know what they're saying right here. And I just don't.
You can't. There's only like a few rap songs that I can make it a good distance through, and most of them came out in like 2005, 2006. Do you remember when? Yeah, no, not Diddy. No, did not remember any Diddy songs. Do you remember when like Mike Jones and Paul Wall were?
Paul Wall.
There's a couple Paul Wall. I don't know why Paul Wall in particular, but there's a couple Paul Wall raps that I have pretty well committed to memory still.
Paul Wall goes kind of hard.
He
goes kind of hard, bro.
Paul Wall, he had some good raps. That dude, call me George Foreman because I'm selling everyone grills. That line goes extremely hard, man. Come on.
That's awesome.
Come on. Hey, what'd you get into? What'd you get into this weekend, man?
Oh boy, what did I not get into?
Football, baseball. Take your pick.
You know, you lived in Alabama for a little bit.
I did, yeah.
Is that a secret?
No
secret.
No, it's
How far were you from Tuscaloosa?
Cat's out of the bag. I never went to Tuscaloosa. Alabama's not an enormous state, so I have to imagine I was never more than a couple hours from it. But yeah, never went. Why?
Are you aware of what resides in Tuscaloosa?
That's Alabama, University of Alabama.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you see what happened to them this weekend?
They got beat by Vanderbilt.
Okay.
And I
You're
know
aware.
I know that's pretty significant, but I also I heard that Vanderbilt took their goalpost away.
Dude, apparently there was videos of them dragging the goalpost down Broadway in Nashville, which is like, it's not that close, man. Me and my wife love Nashville. We've been a couple times. And we were there as recently as like maybe a year ago. And we actually walked around the Vanderbilt campus. It's beautiful. But it's not close to Broadway. And so the idea of like transporting a goalpost from this football field to Broadway is wild. It's not that close.
I mean, had a lot of helping hands there. It seemed like they had a good, supportive crowd to A, get that thing out of the ground, and B, get it all the way downtown. A great distance
It's pretty crazy,
away.
man.
It is.
It was a crazy game. It's like supposedly the biggest upset in modern college football era. Like it does not happen. It was not supposed to happen. It's unfathomable.
Fathomable. I'm not a huge college football fan, but in my head, in my head canon, University of Alabama is the homelander of college basketball or college football, college sports, whatever. So when they get beat, it does make me feel like the good guys won. The only I think I was kind of there. I wasn't there for it, but my dad and I were on the couch in 2013 when Alabama tried to kick a football or a field goal. Excuse me, it was a football, but they tried to kick a field. They tried to kick a field goal against Auburn, and the dude caught it
returned it
in the end zone and ran it all the way back. And I remember, it's funny because I think it was the radio announcer was like, "They're gonna win the football game. Auburn's gonna win the football game."
Dude, that's exactly what I know. Exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
that's hilarious. He was going crazy.
I was watching the live show when that happened. That felt pretty special. But yeah, love watching Alabama get.
That's
stomped.
cool. Your analogy is great with Alabama being Homelander. What happened this weekend is like Huey that's not on Compound V defeating Homelander.
Yeah,
that's essentially what happened this weekend.
Oh, that makes it even better. Yeah, from what I understand, again, not a big college sports fan. Vanderbilt was not in an advantageous position to actually beat Alabama.
No. And it was funny too. The quarterback after he's like, gotta give all glory to God. Gotta, he put us in this position. Just everything up to him. Puts me in the right spot. It's a dream come true. Blah blah. What do you say? Vanderbilt's fucking lit. Dude, he was going berserk. It was so funny. So that was wild. A little bit of college football.
Yeah.
And then really what I'm looking forward to, not as much what I did this weekend, but I'm going to Colorado here.
Yeah, buddy.
In a day.
Yeah, buddy.
And
in a Jeep.
We're going in a Jeep.
In a Jeep. A Jeep will be
in a Jeep. Very important detail.
Yep.
We're going to Breckenridge. Have you been to Breckenridge?
I've been to Breckenridge, Texas. That's the only Breckenridge I've been to.
So no.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. Should have just said no. Not your Breckenridge. That's where you're going.
Beautiful,
though, yeah?
man. It is. Okay. We went there a couple of years ago because my sister lived in Denver.
Okay.
Breckenridge in October, in the fall, it's just yellow. Everything's yellow. Everything. The trees. I've never seen anything like it.
Wow.
It's incredible.
Okay.
And I'll send you a picture. I'm not no exaggeration. It's all yellow. And there's this little river that runs. It's just small town. I think it's gotten a little bit bigger. It's not like the smallest town in Colorado by any stretch of the imagination, but small, quiet town in Colorado. It's like my happy place, man. You can walk around, take in the fresh air. It's quiet. And my favorite part, drum roll.
We're drum rolling. Can't hear it.
There's a high of 57 degrees.
Oh, baby.
A high.
Talk dirty to me.
Oh, we're going to be cutting glass, my guy. Cutting glass.
Put that hoodie on and leave it on, man. That's leave.
I can't wait.
You like to be chilly, don't you? You chilly boy.
Cold makes me happy. Like some people find that cold is depressing and the sunlight makes them feel happy. I'm the opposite. I need being cold outside cheers me up. It makes me feel better, makes me happier. Got cold weather running through my blood, so I'm excited for those morning cups of coffee in the cold, walking around in the cold.
Could be a good time. You be getting away a lot, man. I need to get like you. I need to take more trips.
You want to go?
I
hop in the Jeep.
I can't go. I have to travel. Actually, it's funny you mentioned.
What, do you need a heads up or something?
I have. Yeah, I can't just get in my car and leave. Preposterous. No, I'll be on the road as well, but it will be on more official business. But yeah, it'll be fun.
Top secret?
No.
No.
Thursday, I am. So it's kind of dicey because a lot of this travel kind of came up very suddenly. I got invited to a couple places in regards to my online presence, which is fun.
Whoa.
One is to I'm supposed to go to Los Angeles on Thursday and shoot a commercial.
Well, okay, hold on.
Yeah, we haven't had a chance to talk about that.
Okay, proceed.
Yeah. So, yeah, Thursday, hopefully going to go do that. And then Sunday, so I'll go do that a couple of days, come back here, repack. And then on Sunday, I am hopefully, if everything works out, supposed to go to Washington, D.C. For a meeting I actually can't talk about, but it is with a prominent member of the U.S. government.
What? Top secret, baby.
It's not.
Wow.
It's not top secret, but I don't. If it doesn't happen or whatever, I don't want it to be. You know.
Are you meeting with the president?
I'm not meeting with the president. I'm absolutely not meeting with the president. But
I love his stuff.
I love his stuff. He's not the president yet, though. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe it's Kamala. It's anybody's ball game at this point.
That's so fun. Okay, hold on. Let's beat. Back it up.
We're backing it up.
Commercial. You told me before we started recording, just casually, I'm going to go out of town.
Well,
And then he drops commercial.
that wasn't a lie.
Feed me the deets. Feed me the deets.
Well, that's probably another one I probably need to keep quasi close hold until that gets locked in. Because again, these trips are going off in like 2 days, and I have not locked in any of the travel, which is a tad stressful.
Ooh.
Hey,
Might have to get you a Jeep.
I might need a Jeep actually. But yeah, I got some nice folks who want me to come out and make some content with them, and
That's really cool, man.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I'm
Yeah.
learning this in real time.
I'm excited. So it may not happen though. Both of those things might fall through. So
Why would they fall through?
I don't
'Cause
know.
You didn't book your travel?
no, I didn't. I have done it. I told them whatever you need from me. That's my thing. Like anytime I'm doing a deal with somebody, I try to get everything done that they need from me, get them all the stuff, and then I always end my final response is, let me know what you need. Let me know what I can do. Let me know what you need from me, because that puts the ball in their court. Because if they don't do something, or they are late, or they needed something and they should have asked me for it, and it's on them.
Involved.
So anytime I'm doing any kind of business dealings, I always caveat it with, let me know what you need.
Yeah. Is it Mr. Beast?
It's not. It is.
Is it Dr. Disrespect?
Absolutely not either. It's no one you've heard of, but they seem like nice folks. Yeah.
You don't know that I haven't heard of him. You don't know that at all.
I would bet a paycheck.
I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it.
He thought about it. He was like, the spirit of competition runs deep in this family, and Cody, the tiger cannot deny his stripes.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, but at a minimum, hopefully I get to go. I've never been to LA, so
Really?
Never
I
been.
find that surprising.
Been to San Diego. I've been to a lot of the uglier parts of California for work. But yeah, never been to LA.
You gonna drop by the pier?
Oh yeah, I mean, if I'm there and I got some walking around time, I'm gonna try to like go to maybe the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I don't know. I'll do something
Yeah.
touristy. You know what I mean? Go.
I remember when I went there, seeing places that I've seen in Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, might do
Like
that.
I think the donut. I'm pretty sure the big giant donut is in L.A. You know what I'm talking about? The donut shop that has the big donut on top.
Yeah, the one from Iron Man, right? Where he's like on
Yeah,
top of it
and
at
then-
one point.
Yeah. And then the pier too, like when you drive down to the beach, I remember there's a scene that looks straight out of Grand Theft Auto. It's really cool.
I don't
Probably
know.
the other way around.
I'm definitely of the big cities, which I don't ever want to live in the big cities, but if there's one that I'm like way more familiar with, it's New York. I know the landmarks in New York really well. I think New York is just kind of like, again, don't want to live there, but it's kind of just neat. It's a neat
Sure.
place that smells like piss all the time. But yeah, I don't really like, there's no, like if you're like, oh yeah, the blank building in LA, I don't know what that looks like.
Yeah. It's less buildings and more like the Hollywood sign, the pier, more landmarks like that. Less buildings, I would say. Go to like Rodeo Drive, Beverly Hills, stuff like that.
I will say this, if the Hollywood sign is anything like the White House, if I have to squint at it to make it out, I'm not going to go. When I was in DC, I saw the White House in that I looked way yonder. I couldn't you're nowhere near
Right.
as close to it as you think
No.
you are like in the movies. Like they make it seem like from the gate you can throw a rock and hit the front door.
Right.
Which you should not do. No, I was way far away from it.
Yeah. I think I caught a brief glimpse of the Hollywood sign. And it was absolutely like,
Boop. Yeah.
like up. It's like the Statue of Liberty too, kind of.
Yeah.
When you're up right underneath the Statue of Liberty, it's pretty big. But when you're on the mainland, it's like way out there, not that big. And you're like, huh,
Yeah, it's
not really what I thought it would be.
surprisingly underwhelming. Yeah. Anyway,
Well, I can't wait.
well, happy travels.
Can't wait for all this to come to light.
Yeah, we'll see. Hey, that's a good point to pivot to our my favorite segment in the whole wide world. What are you crushing? Da, 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 da. What are you crushing, Cody?
A new season of Love is Blind just came out.
Oh boy.
And we all know. Now, I'm not going to
My
try and sell
favorite.
you on this. Not going to try and sell you on this. But it never ceases to amaze me how interesting it is to watch two people get to know each other by only speaking. They don't see each other. You're just talking to each other,
Yeah.
right? For days, maybe up to a week. Like, just imagine having like 8-hour-long conversations with somebody that you don't see their face. So you're growing this bond with somebody, but you don't have a visual. And I challenge you to find something more just like tense or cringy sometimes than when these people finally come face to face. It can range from like they're overjoyed with okay, I fell in love with this person, and then they are actually attractive, so it's like a win-win. But the look on some people's face when they come out of these, when the doors slide like this,
This is the TikTok compilation I want to watch.
dude,
People
it
being
is like
disappointed
sheer
on the show.
disappointment,
Yeah.
man. And some people overhype themselves. For instance, last season, this girl said, and she did herself no favors. She wasn't ugly, but she told the guy, yeah, I get told that I look like Megan Fox quite a bit.
She didn't look like Megan and Fox.
She looked nothing like Megan Fox. So this guy's thinking, I just hit the lottery, and dude, like his face. And the same thing this year. It was a guy who was telling everyone he was a professional athlete. He played football. He's a jock. He's this, he's that. Well, he was a punter. And he's like 5'9" and 165 pounds.
Oh no.
And so he's shorter than this girl that he matches with. And she is like, she's got the ick. immediately, bro. And it's so obvious and it's so cringy. And then from there, they got to like go to Mexico together. Then they live together.
They gotta hang out after that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh
They all go to Mexico. They mingle. They get drunk. They fight. All this crazy stuff happens, and then they live together. And then they meet each other's families. And then they set up a wedding, and they both go to the altar, and they say "I do" or "I don't." Yeah, it's pretty wild. Man. It's wild. So, anyways, don't bother. It's not that good anyway. But
you would not bring it up multiple times on this. Uh-oh. Hello.
You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. You hear me?
You froze.
Am I still frozen?
I can.
We're good.
No, you're moving now.
Slight technical difficulty, folks. Sorry. No, you wouldn't bring it up if you didn't enjoy it, man. Don't shoot it in the kneecaps.
I was being sarcastic. It's great.
Okay.
It's so great. And then just to put a tidy little bow on this, one of our favorite bands of all time, Every Time I Die, broke up. 2 bands formed as a result of that breakup.
Yeah.
One is pretty much hot garbage. The other one, I think we both think is okay, but it hasn't really like
haven't had them in
grabbed
rotation.
Us.
Yeah. I mean, it's neat. I'm glad they're doing it.
Yes. I think that's a great way to describe it. It's cool. It's neat. Not super interested. I'm going to send you a song, and perhaps you've already heard it. They're anticipating their new album coming out called Highly Irresponsible.
Okay.
Which I love. Can you see this?
I can. Love the artwork.
It's clear that Jordan Buckley did that, I feel like. Like that is like his art style.
Yeah.
This single they released on here, it's called Future, and I should just go ahead and put it in our playlist. That's what you made it for. Future Myopia.
Okay. How are we feeling about it? It's pretty good.
I like it. Yeah, it feels like some classic Every Time I Die.
Good.
It's got some good hooks in there. It's got some pretty gnarly guitars. I like it. I don't want to oversell it. I'm not necessarily telling you to drop everything you're doing and go listen to it, but I enjoyed it. And if you enjoyed that, I would go check out the other 2 singles that are out. They're pretty good.
If I can hear it even once and enjoy it, that's okay. Like if I hear a song one time and I'm like, glad I heard it. I don't need to hear it again. But I'm glad. I always feel like, you ever see Zoolander?
Yes.
Yeah, when he's like talking about Sting. Hansel's talking about Sting. He's like, I love Sting. He's one of my biggest inspirations. The music he's making, I don't really like it, but the fact that he's making it, I respect that. That's how I feel in those situations. Like, I like that they made that. I don't like, I don't know.
That's hilarious.
That's good though. That's good.
I'm glad they're making music.
You got your Every Time I Die shirt on just for that.
I did.
Was that
that's actually kind of war because I've also been listening to Radical a little bit, and it's
Radical,
banger, man.
Dude, Radical,
still a banger.
Radical rules. It's what a great swan song for a great band.
Yeah, it's so good. So that is actually why I wore this shirt.
Radical. Good crushings. Good crushings.
Thanks, man.
Week. Yeah.
What art thou crushed?
Little, still kind of pecking around on Vampire Survivors. We talked a little bit about last week. I have hit a wall in that game. I think there's a certain level I got to where I have to get to level 80 within the 30-minute time limit. And I can't do it. I have tried so many times. I have leveled up a lot. I've unlocked some pretty OP characters, but I can't, and it's like, it's 30 minutes at a time to do a run, right? So it's like, you get to level, 28 minutes, 29 minutes, and you're not going to make it at that point. You're like, this was a waste of time. So kind of have dropped off of the Vampire Survivor wagon a little bit. Let's see. Did play a little more some of the Marvel Fortnite with my son.
Nice.
It's fine. I will say it is such now that if you're not using the Marvel items, so there's I think we talked about Captain America's shield, Black Panther's claws, Iron Man's hand laser things. If you're not using those things, you are useless. You are not going to win. And then within that, you need to know how to use all those things. So
they're more powerful to push people towards using them?
I think so. Like, yeah, like anytime, like if you try to run at someone with just like firearms and they have the claws, their mobility's up, their damage is up. It's just really hard to feel like it. So I don't know. Anyway, yeah, Fortnite. I never go into playing Fortnite expecting to be like, oh yeah, this is gonna like, it's gonna make this game for me. It's gonna become my game. I play it because my son plays it, but
So it sounds more like a bonding.
it felt like it was worth mentioning, I suppose.
Sure.
Speaking of music, I'll make a brief mention of I revisited an album that came out during COVID, right smack kind of at the beginning of COVID, that you and I both enjoyed. Norma Jean's All Hail, which in my mind is probably going to be their last album that I listened to. The most recent album they came out with, just not as good. They have swapped out so many members at this point that it really just does. There is a hollowness to it, and that's no shade to Norma Jean. Love everything that they've created, but All Hail's really good. All Hail is, I think.
I remember when it came out, man. I remember the morning it came out.
Yeah.
Like you texting me, 'cause that was at a time where I was waking up and working out at like 5 a.m. very early.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
And I remember like that morning we texted each other like, bro, this is, because it opens up so strong. So strong.
It does, and it really, like I was kind of lukewarm on Polar Similar, which is the album before that. You kind of brought me back around on that one a little bit. This feels like a better version of that album to me. Honestly, it's so good. And there's some really good like sullen parts. I know Corey Brandon's got a lot of inspiration from like Chino from Deftones, so you feel a little bit of that kind of moodiness, but the heaviness, the southern metal is all there. It's good. It's a good album. So I don't know how I landed back on that one, but I listened to that one a little bit.
You're gonna bring it back to me. That album has so much nostalgia to me. Pieces of music that just literally transports you back in time to a different place.
Oh, absolutely.
That album does to me.
Yeah. Anytime I have something in heavy rotation at a very specific time or place, it definitely like evokes that place. Big time. So yeah, that's great. I'm glad to be kind of going back to that. And then the other thing, I took my sons to the theater yesterday, which is something I don't get to do a whole lot, but I love going to the theater. I would go more if it made sense and if it wasn't $50 a pop. Snacks, very expensive. The tickets themselves, very expensive. You don't have to get the snacks, but you'll want to, especially if you don't go to the movies a lot. But we saw Transformers 1, which has been out a few weeks.
Is that the animated one?
It is animated, so it does seem like they are kind of taking a step back from the live action Transformers, the Michael Bay Transformerverse or whatever. Thankfully, because those got a little dumb towards the end. But yeah, it's animated. It is more kind of in the Pixar Illumination style. It's not like Spider-Verse or anything crazy. I will say I was not a huge Transformers fan growing up, but the design of the characters and their robot forms and all that is a lot truer to the cartoon than the kind of like hyper stylized look they have in the movies, where they just like, you can barely tell that it's Optimus Prime because he's got all these gears and stuff coming out of him. Right. It was amazing, actually. It was really good. Yeah. I would say if Spider-Verse, the first Spider-Verse is an A for me, not an A+, A-. It's just an A. This one is probably a B+ or an A-. It is.
Okay.
It was really good. It was pretty. There was nothing really like, boundary pushing about it, but it's a really good, really enjoyable story. They kind of build the foundation. Like, it starts off and Optimus Prime and Megatron are like buds. They're just like pals, and they're kind of these like lowly like mining robots. And of course, like hijinks ensue, and they kind of go on this big adventure and get these like, get the ability to transform and all that stuff. So, but I really enjoyed it. My kids really enjoyed it. And yeah, I wouldn't say it's not a movie that if you don't see in theaters, that's not one of those like Dune, like, oh, you got to see this on the big screen, bro. Didn't really. We saw it in regular definition, so maybe that was it. Maybe in IMAX, this thing slaps. But I would say when it hits Prime or Netflix, whatever it's going to be, it's a solid movie night on the couch with popcorn for sure. I really enjoyed it.
Was it its own self-contained story, or was it a prequel to anything?
I think so. Like I said, I think they are kind of. I hope what they're doing is kind of resetting the Transformers IP with this. They have Chris Hemsworth, who is Thor, playing Optimus Prime, which he does kind of towards the end when he becomes Optimus Prime. He actually throws on the voice a little bit. He sounds pretty good. He sounds like a young Optimus Prime. Like he sounds pretty good.
Nice.
Scarlett Johansson's in it. She's actually pretty funny. Keegan Keegan Michael Key from Key and Peele is Bumblebee in that movie. He's really funny. Nice. He's got a couple parts that made my sons laugh actually. And then he's in Atlanta. What's his name? Something Henry. He is. Did you ever see Bullet Train?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Okay,
his cousin, right? He's
the black guy who has bleached hair in Bullet Train. I forget his name. Sorry, dude. But
what's his rap name in Atlanta?
I can't remember. I just know he's in Atlanta. It's like Michael Tyree Henry or something like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's Megatron and he's really good, especially towards the end when he kind of like spoiler alert. But yeah, he gets he's a bad guy. He goes bad. So, but yeah, all in all,
boy.
I'll call it a solid. With the theater and all that, I'll just bump it up to an A-. It was a really good movie.
Nice.
Good for kids. Enjoyed it.
I'm itching to get back to the theaters. I love the theaters. That's cool though. That sounds like a fun time.
We had kind of mentioned in searching for our topic tonight, there are quite a few movies kind of coming out right now. I think it's funny because some of them I think were being teed up as they were going to be real good, real special.
Right.
And they're kind of falling flat on their face. Is there... Did you want to talk about Joker 2 at all? Do you have any thoughts about that?
I do want to go to that. I wanted to post real quick. Borderlands apparently was just a giant flop. It made like $4 million.
That's not surprising.
Not great. Joker, though. So I will say, and I think you and I have a different opinion on this. I liked the first Joker. I thought it was really good. Like, really good.
I'm sorry.
What do you call it? Like the story arc. Like I enjoyed it. It was a really, really good movie to me.
Yeah.
I don't think you felt that way, did you?
I didn't see it. And I don't want to see it.
Because it doesn't have Batman, huh?
Yeah. That's precisely why. Listen, man, I don't hate Joaquin Phoenix. What's his name? Todd Howard, the guy who directed it. Todd Phillips. Todd Howard, someone completely different. No hate for anyone in the movie. I think that movie is so much far more interesting if you just take out the entire Joker aspect to me.
What do you mean?
I don't just make it a movie about a guy who loses his mind instead of making it like it just barely feels like he is the Joker. And especially in this new movie that came out, it's like he's not the Joker at all. It's just like he has face paint on. He has a funny suit. And feels like the only connection to the IP that's there.
Oh, I don't know a lot about the second one. It just came out, right? Like
it did.
Just came out.
And I haven't seen it, but some people have. And they didn't like what they saw.
I've heard nothing but horrible things about this movie. Unanimously terrible. And I guess particularly the ending. Do you know what happens at the end? Have you just seen
no
a spoiler right here if you don't? But.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it. I guess I will say if you are one of those people who's geared up and pumped for Joker 2 still, maybe fast forward about 2 or 3 minutes. I don't know what happens. The only thing I do know that is apparently factual is that Lady Gaga is actually not bad in this movie. but she's only in it for about 10 minutes. Like she does not have the advertised like shared screen time that people thought she might in the trailers and whatnot. So, but that's all I know. What do you know?
Well,
what do you know?
Sound very basically this is gonna sound very weird. This is just going off of things that like I've seen, but he goes to prison apparently and gets raw paid by all the prison guards or prisoners, and basically gets the Joker raw paid out of him, and at the end renounces his Joker persona to the court. So he ends up like unbecoming the Joker. He ends up not the Joker because he got raw paid.
There's a million other ways to say that, but I know what you're saying. That sounds stupid. It sounds stupid. I hate that. What does that have to do with Batman? What does that have to do with anything for that matter? I hate it.
Yeah.
Is that...
I wish I would have had like a little thing pulled up actually.
Chat, is this real? This doesn't even... That sounds so dumb.
So let's see if I can get a little blurb right here.
I don't. What is Hollywood anymore, man? What are they doing?
I don't know. I can't get a simple Joker 2 ending explained. And it's 40 paragraphs. Like, just give me the Cliff Notes, man. Anyways, that's what I saw. And like I said, it sounds really weird coming out. I haven't actually seen that. So
I'm not seeing it. But big if true, I guess. I don't know. Dude. Right, like this movie doing poorly satisfies every notion that I had that the first one was leading to something dumb. Just saying. I love you. I love you. You have good taste for the most part. I knew this was going to be dumb.
Apparently why is it a musical? I don't want that.
I don't know, Cody. I don't know why it's a musical. What an odd choice. What an odd choice. And that doesn't, by the sound of what you just told me, that's not even the oddest choice. It sounds like there were a lot of choices made that probably weren't the right ones.
No.
And
it feels like they drew put a bunch of ideas in a hat and kind of like, musical.
Yeah. That's
great.
not how you make a movie. You can't do it that way.
No. So if anybody's seen Joker
Sound off.
2 specifically, let us know.
Sound off, man. Let us know. My only hope to see this movie, only hope, is that it is one of those movies that is so bad that it becomes like you need to watch it because it's fun to watch.
It's so bad that you have to see it.
Is it being billed as bad enough that you have to see it?
Well, that's what I'm saying, that you're hoping that it's so bad that you need to see it just because.
Yeah, precisely. That's the only way I'm going to see it.
Apparently the guards do that to him, and then What is going on in the last game, the Justice League game?
Dude,
they shoot Batman cold blood in a park bench right in the dome. And then they make a bad Joker movie. What's going on?
DC, I know we haven't fully walked into the James Gunn era yet, right? Like the first movie we're gonna get is this new the Superman reboot, right?
Ooh,
Which
when are we getting that?
I think next year. I think they've actually wrapped, but there's set photos and everything. I don't think that movie's going to be good. I'm just going to come out and say it right now. I love James Gunn, but I don't think James Gunn is one of those directors who's impervious to making bad movies. And I kind of think that this Superman movie that's going to come out in the next year or so, I don't think it's going to be good. I really don't. And it has nothing to do with who they've cast. Yeah. I just think DC is perpetually in survival mode right now. And nothing that they've talked about, something I saw this week actually, very apt, or very appropriate, I should say. They want to bring Robert Pattinson's Batman into the DCU as Batman.
So that the latest Batman movie they made was not in.
So no, originally the Matt Reeves The Batman, right, with Colin Farrell as the Penguin and the Riddler and all that, was meant to be and was teed up as an isolated, like, this is just a Batman universe, kind of like The Dark Knight, right? Superman never shows up in The Dark Knight. Wonder Woman never shows up in The Dark Knight. It is literally just Batman.
It's its own isolated Batman story.
Yes. Now they are saying that they want to potentially actually make him a part of the new DC cinematic universe, which I'm not gonna lie. I want Batman and Superman, and I want it to finally be cool. There were parts of Batman versus Superman that came out almost 10 years ago now that were kind of cool, but overall, the movie was shit. Justice League was all shit.
Yeah.
I want a cool Batman and Wonder Woman and Superman and whoever the hell else, at least those three, right? And I want it to be a good movie from the start to the end. And I don't feel like we're getting anywhere close. I feel like this is a studio making knee-jerk reactions and trying to salvage the ship because things like Kill the Justice League, Suicide Squad, and Joker 2 being a giant hunk of shit, those things keep happening for this studio, and they're just not learning their lesson, apparently.
I say, is it almost like they need to take one giant step back and just kind of like
stop making movies
evaluate?
For a while? Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean,
sometimes no action is the best action.
What's funny is
the wrong move.
The things that they keep doing that actually work. Well, I guess. So it's funny because one of the best DC things that I've seen come out over the last 3 or 4 years was the Peacemaker show.
Dude.
Peacemaker was awesome. It wasn't like that impactful. It wasn't like that. The stakes were not enormously high as far as the world being destroyed type shit. It was just a good show. And before that, we got that Suicide Squad movie, which was directed by James Gunn. So arguably, you could say the knee-jerk reaction there was like, run our entire studio. You made the only 2 good things we've made in the last decade. Please run the entire thing.
Handed the keys to the kingdom over to him.
I mean, realistically, that's kind of what happened. I'm saying it out loud, and I know many people probably already know that before I did, but it's dawning on me now that, like, James Gunn really gave them their only golden goose eggs over the past decade, and they were like, you can drive.
We don't know what we're doing. Here you go.
Yeah, clearly.
So the Batman thing, I just want to make sure I understand. You're saying like the old ones back in the day, that was its own thing, and then like the Dark Knight was its own thing, and then this Robert Pattinson, its own self-contained Batman story, but they want to make that not a self-contained story anymore and act like it happened inside this other universe.
As I understand it, that is being espoused by the studio. Maybe not. That might be just like a Hollywood rumor, but I don't want that. I don't want that. I want proper Batman. I don't know how the hell one of the most iconic characters in all of comic books, arguably the first good comic book movie, was Batman.
Right.
And I've got a show about Gotham, but very little Batman. I've got movies about the Joker, very little Batman. I got a Suicide Squad, very little Batman. I got a show about the Penguin now. The Batman.
Nobody asked for that.
Nobody asked for that. Give me, people, listen. I've got lots of cartoons about the Batman. I got lots of video games. They're not all good, but I got them. Give me, for fuck's sake, give me a 7-season TV show that builds to Ra's al Ghul or the Joker or somebody.
Yeah.
You give me make it like Dexter. I've already talked about this, man. Make it like Dexter. You give me one of the cavalcade or one or two of the cavalcade of bad guys, the rogues gallery of Batman every season, right? And you build it to a whatever Death of the Batman type thing like they did in the Arkham games. It would be so simple. It would rule, and it would tell the Batman story that we all really want. We don't want another movie. The Batman is not bad, but it is overstuffed. It's way long. It's so fucking long. And it's because they're trying to make me care and understand who this 8th or 9th Bruce Wayne that I'm meeting at this point in my life. They're trying to make me care about him. So they were like, best I can do is 3 hours.
Okay. I was going to ask if you enjoyed the Batman or if you did not. It sounds like
I think it's fine.
Okay.
My definitive cinematic Batman is always going to be the Dark Knight trilogy. That is best aesthetic, best shot, best acted, not overblown, fun to watch, interesting spins on some of the things. Obviously, like, it's based in reality, right? So they did take some liberties there, like kind of bringing like the Scarecrow is like now he uses like this dust to you know, stuff like that. That's my definitive cinematic Batman. You're not going to top that in the movies, clearly.
Right. Yeah.
Let's bring it to
do a show.
Let's bring it to tell. Look how good Fallout's doing. Look how good Last of Us is doing. Look how good TV is doing, man. Rings of Power, whatever. Rings of Power is apparently not a good show. People are watching the fuck out of it. The Penguin show. They were this close.
Surprising. It's surprising they haven't made a Batman show. The more that I think about it.
I can't believe they made a fucking Penguin show. Why?
Who's watching that?
Yeah, you cannot tell me that 90% of the characters in that movie are like not even in the comic book anywhere.
Right.
Just like they took a kind of good performance that Colin Farrell did, and we're like, let's build a show around that guy. And they greenlit that as soon as the movie came out, by the way. As soon as the movie was still in theaters, and they were like, oh, we're making a show about Penguin. Why? Don't. Sorry. I have a lot of thoughts about the poor state of affairs over at DC with specific regard to Batman.
We hit a good topic.
You got me all riled up. I need maybe some write-ins to cool me down, bring me back down to earth.
We can do write-ins. Why can they not get it? What is the difference? This may be a long answer. We're going to have to get super, super deep. But, like, what is the biggest difference between what Marvel has been able to do and what DC has not been able to do? What is it? Just the...
I don't get the difference. I think it really just boils down to, like, one is unified vision, right? Kevin Feige, for all his, like, probably overly controlling stake that he has in Marvel, has a very unified and lockstep vision for how everything in the universe is supposed to go. Now, granted, it's getting so overstuffed at this point, and they keep adding little bits of canon through all these little TV shows that they've done, which I don't like. I do not care about the Marvel TV shows. I do not interested. And now we're adding mutants. Mutants are coming into the fold now, right? So, but he has vision, and I think he has just a really good understanding of how the comic books made him feel. No DC movie right now makes me feel like I'm reading a comic book. Right. Absolutely none of them. None of them make me feel like I am seeing a character. When Gambit shows up in Deadpool, I feel like the character walked out of my Saturday morning cartoon and onto the screen.
Yes. Yeah.
DC doesn't do that. DC doesn't make me feel that way. That's, I mean, just plain and simple. When you do, they get better and better at it as they go, right? They finally let Wolverine have his iconic blue and yellow suit and put his mask on. Hugh Jackman was Wolverine before that happened, but now he is solidified.
Right.
But Marvel is just really good at letting people have those moments, and I think there's a lot more potential for like big triumphant moments like that.
Right.
In Marvel. In DC, everyone's parents are dead, and everyone's it's all moody and sullen. Like I actually didn't hate the aesthetic of Batman versus Superman, but when you think about it in the context of who Superman was originally supposed to be and how bright and hopeful he's supposed to be, and suddenly he's in like fucking Hot Topic lighting half the movie. That's not what we were thinking. Zachary, that's not what we had in mind, but okay, go off.
That's a great point. I never even thought of that. Good answer. A+.
Oh, thanks.
Unlike the Joker.
Yeah. F-. Not watching it.
Let's hit a couple write-ins.
Let's do it.
I guess I'm going to work from newest to oldest because I don't know where the line's at. Brave Athos. Got a multi-liner here.
All right.
I don't even know why. Is he the one that always has like the weirdest?
Yep. Yes, sir.
The old Baja Blast gypsy of Doritos Locos past is back. This time he's feeling generous after Clemson and the Bears won this weekend. You are granted the ability for one Helldivers-esque stratagem. The cooldown is 24 hours, and the cooldown functions the same as in the game. You're going to have to help me here. This includes a large metal pod screaming through the atmosphere to whenever you've thrown down the marker. This stratagem can be anything you could conceivably fit in those pods. What would your stratagem be?
So this really only works if you've played Helldivers, which I know you didn't play. But yeah, it's like a grenade you throw, and then from your spaceship they shoot down support weapons, bazookas, machine guns, shields, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So is the question, it has to be something from the game, or can I load that thing up with Diet Coke?
No, it says can be anything you could conceivably fit in those pods. So it sounds like anything. It could be broccoli if you want.
Broccoli.
I would not be a very wise choice, but it could be.
I think it would be cool if you could throw a stratagem if you were really hungry, as long as it didn't cost you anything. And when it opened up, it was like only items that I would get from an Asian buffet in there under like a heat lamp. Like it just like slammed into the earth. The sides came open and there's like egg rolls, fried rice, General Tso chicken on this side. Over here's like sushi, sashimi, peel and eat shrimp.
I'm hungry.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
I'm going to go in the yard and throw my Asian buffet stratagem. That's what I'm doing.
It's a good idea.
What about you?
Good answer.
What are you calling
good
down?
Idea.
What are you calling down from space, big dog?
I guess we're not like in a war. Like it doesn't have to be something boy, what's the word? Like fighting or warfare or
you can load it up with Michelob Ultra. That would be a really good party trick if you show up to a party, throw a little grenade on the ground, and boom, and it just opens up and it's ice cold beer.
That would be really cool. I'd probably just fill mine with like cash.
Just money, just a lot of money.
It's as much money as we can fit in there.
It's like flying towards the earth. There's like bills popping out of it. I feel like if you
only get one, or can you just like call these things?
You get one every 24 hours. So
I'm
assuming that means you can stuff it to the gills full of Benjis every 24 hours. That's actually not bad. Then I could go to the Asian buffet and just eat it like a normal guy. That'd be fine too.
All the money.
Yeah.
E-Wolf.
E-Wolf.
So I'm a soccer referee in my spare time to make some extra money, and at almost every game, there are parents that will think that their kid is playing in the World Cup. What are your opinions of those kinds of parents?
I have experience with these parents, and I got to be careful because a couple of them on the team recognize me. They're like, hey, I like your videos. So I'll just say this. If you yell at your kid from the sidelines like you are a coach, you're on my nerves. Automatically. The coaches hate that, by the way, especially in baseball, because if a kid is on a base, if a 7-year-old is on a base, and any adult says, run, guess what that kid's going to do?
They're going.
He's going to fucking run.
Right.
If the coach didn't want him to run, doesn't matter because a parent told him to run. So it's annoying. It's obnoxious. Oftentimes you don't make you or your kid look very cool. The kids hate it, I have to imagine. So, yeah, for my part, I don't like the noisy World Cup parents, as E-Wolf calls them.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty much the same. It's taking it too seriously at that stage to me.
Cheer them on.
It's supposed to be fun.
Cheer them on.
It's not that serious.
Hey,
yeah.
Caden, you can do it. Love you, buddy. I'm not to toot my own horn, but anytime my son went up to bat when he's playing baseball, I'd say, love you, son.
There you go.
And he would ignore me. But it meant more to me that he heard that and not like, eye on the ball, kid. You know what I mean? So
Eye on the ball.
yeah, don't be a noisy parent.
That's funny. Don't be. Let's see here. Maybe the last one. We're probably right at an hour, right?
Yeah, creeping.
Cool Boy 3010. It is a calm Saturday morning, 6:07 a.m. The little Chiefettes, baby C. Murdette, and the missus are still aslumber. You are awakened by a mysterious figure. It's Solid Snake. He brings you an offer you might refuse, a choice. For a 25% increase in pay, you work at a customer service call center, but for one random hour of each workday, you talk like Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh yeah, brother. Or you stick with your normal job. After you make your choice, Snake does a double leg kick out the window, but he's nice, so he leaves money for the window and a note saying sorry.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
I think so.
Yeah.
No brainer.
I'm doing it. None of those were deal breakers.
No.
And the fact that Solid Snake showed up and asked for my help, not leaving that man hanging. He's a fine American, I think.
Oh, dude.
What?
So dumb. The little. Okay, Chiefs, as in you.
My children.
I don't know what the fuck he was talking
and
about. I thought he meant like
C. Murdette being your daughter.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
no.
Chiefs, Chiefettes, baby C. Murdette.
Yeah. Our family.
So am I the babe?
No, your daughter is Baby C. Murdette,
Okay.
which is a much cooler rap name than C. Murd.
Baby C. Murdette.
Baby C. Murdette.
Maybe she becomes a rapper. We'll
Yeah, she's the next
give her that name.
bad baby, maybe.
Oh, man. I think that's it. We got a few more, but we got to save them. We can't
We'll save
blow
them.
the whole wad.
We'll save them. We'll do a big mailbox pull next week. Yeah. Hey, got some trips coming up over the next couple of days. So next episode we're gonna have to figure out, but we're gonna get it in there. Don't worry, it's gonna happen. We'll find a way.
Don't fret.
Don't fret. Don't worry your little heads. Hey, want to say thank you guys for listening. Episode 48. If you like what you heard on the Spotify, on the Apple Podcasts, leave us a review, leave us a star rating. If you like what you saw, if you came and bore witness, subscribe, follow, share with your friends, and also leave a comment. Engage with us. Do it. Do it now. Do it. Next episode is episode 49. It's going to be huge. Hey, want to wish you all a very special October Baja blessing. A pumpkin spice Baja blessing upon your head. That sounds like a horrid flavor. I love you. We're thinking about you.
now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Ethically sourced pumpkin spice only for me. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.